What's going on, world? Your man, Mr. Mac.
And I'm Crystal Leven.
This is the M+M+M show, aka the show, coming to you live and direct with a woman who's responsible for more smiles than cake when it comes to fat kids, than ice cream when it comes to the summer, than new clothes when it comes to gold diggers, than gold chains when it comes to rappers, than expensive cars when it comes to ballers. I could literally do this all day because she does this all day. But I'm not going to tell you too much more because her smile and her personality and her story is going to speak for itself. Darling, could you please state your name so people know that I'm not lying?
Hello, world. I'm Dr. Bobby. I am an orthodontist in Brooklyn. I practiced dentistry for a while, so that's why he's saying I'm in charge of a lot of people's smiles. I have an amazing dental network that can literally cater to anyone's dental needs. So
change your life.
Yeah. She's responsible for it. You know how they say there's that phrase, they have a face that's built for radio. Bobby can transition you out of that. She can actually get you off the radio and on television. And if you don't believe me, I have some friends who are really good when it comes to what's the name of this stuff? Like television, reality television.
Yes.
And I asked a couple of my people in that field, who would I need to go to if I wanted to get right smile-wise? And every one of them, without fail, said, go see Dr. Bobby.
Absolutely.
Nice.
She is responsible for the smiles you see on television, staring back at you, in between them doing all that ratchet business. Once they get some money, they go see Bobby.
So listen, I got a question. My roommate is a dentist and rather successful one. Oh my gosh, my dog, sorry. And good practice and all that. But how did you transition from, I don't know if you were ever a regular dentist to a celebrity dentist to where, like, how did that happen? How did you?
So I, a regular dentist. So no, I understand what you're saying, but like, yeah. I think it all had to do with me. I was already kind of like a socialite. So I was already like in these streets, partying, having a good time. And when people would meet me in social settings, they would be like, oh, you're a dentist? Like, it would just be surprising to them.
A real job?
It was like, word of mouth, like word spread. I got into,
literally. Pun intended.
Yeah, I got into different circles socially, and the word spread that way. And then once they started coming into my office, like all these celebrities or,
influential people
behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, started coming into my office. They took me much more seriously. Like, I go out, I'll have like a glass of wine, we'll party. You'll see me shaking my ass on Trinidad Carnival, whatever. But when it comes down to it, they saw the seriousness of my business once they came here. So the word spread. So that's what happened.
Yeah, they found out she wasn't just a pretty face and a party girl. All of a sudden, there's all this serious business acumen behind her, and she speaks the language, and she knows what we want to look like to an extent. Us being the people who she's around, there are a lot of if it ain't broke, don't fix it style mentalities happening in our specific, I guess age bracket and group, however you want to say it, social circle. Yeah. But Bobby has those tools that just kind of transition you out to the next thing. And if you want to be on camera and you want to smile, there's keeping it real, and then there's keeping it real nice looking.
Nice.
Bobby is really good for that second one.
We don't want the horse teeth.
No, big teeth. Those big chompers. They were in for a while. Like accidentally in. So many people got them. We're like, is that what big white teeth is supposed to look like on camera?
Can I just explain where that comes from?
Yes,
please.
I think that a lot of celebrities want straight teeth, right? But their natural teeth are not in the position that they need to be in order to do like veneers or crowns or that, that Hollywood smile. So let me give you an example. If someone goes to a cosmetic dentist and their teeth are spaced, right? And they're normal size, that cosmetic dentist, and I'm not taking away from anybody's practice, they're just trained to think a certain way. So they're trained to think, okay, let me give them veneers or crowns to close the spaces. But what winds up happening is, in some cases, not all, in order to close those spaces, you have to make those teeth big.
Right.
Just like the opposite. If your teeth are crowded and you go to, sometimes, you go to cosmetic dentists and they're like, okay, we'll give you veneers because you don't want to get braces, whatever, to align your teeth. Those teeth wind up very small.
Right. You have to shave them down.
Yes. So my advice to somebody that's going to get veneers, because I get asked this all the time, my advice to somebody that's going to get veneers is go to a cosmetic dentist or come here or go, I'll send you someone in my circle that can sit you down and show you what your teeth will look like if you get veneers while they're in the position they're in right now. Right. And then you can choose as the patient whether or not you want to come to me as an orthodontic specialist and align your teeth first and then get veneers, which is 9 times out of 10 the most appropriate way to do it.
And for the best results. What Mecca was saying actually about what we want, like people within the industry or people within our age demographic, I was having this conversation about the goal, like the aesthetic that we're going for. And I was talking about women getting their bodies done. And the problem to me is that some of these doctors are technically good, but they're good at giving a goal that is so skewed now. So if you get used to a certain aesthetic of people that are completely imbalanced, there was a 4'9" little girl at Pergola last night, and she had her butt done, and it was,
by the way, but yeah,
and it was bigger than my butt should be, and I'm 5'10". It was just out of proportion to where it looked. She was tiny already, but to me it looked like it made her look like a little Oompa Loompa or onion type. I don't know. Like it didn't look like a human form, but she got what she wanted. I think she was happy with her shape. She went to the doctor and got what she wanted done, but that's based on the aesthetic that we've sort of started to agree on through social media and whatever. So when bad veneers, whatever, got normalized, people stopped recognizing that it's not a good look.
Yes, I think there's a distinct boundary between a dental professional or health professional or doctor, whoever. There's a boundary between, the ethical procedure that we should do and us actually listening to the patients and doing what the patients want. So whether it applies to the body, these crazy Instagram bodies, like that could be a whole nother segment we can talk about. But when it comes to, I'm going to keep it, as it applies to me, when it comes to, choosing what the treatment plan is for someone, you can't necessarily just go with what the patient says. You have to, as a professional, take into consideration what they want, of course, but also do what you're supposed to do ethically. Like do what you're supposed to do in terms of their health, in terms of, the longevity of their treatment. With plastic surgery, you're just going to pump up some butts, but what's going to happen 10 years from now?
The long-term effects.
That's what I mean. You have to think about the long-term effects of what you're giving to these patients. That's when it comes back to ethics,
Well, see, that's got to be a sharp road. That's got to be a sharp line to walk on, because you get stuck between, okay, here's the thing that I know I should do ethically, most likely. And then you're saying that in the face of a patient who can then turn right around and say, yo, I'm not paying you 10 grand for you to do what you want. I'm paying you 10 grand to give me what I'm asking you for. I didn't show up here for you to get your artistic expression on, or have to live or have to get what I want based on your specific moral compass. And what I've noticed
I would have
is
to turn somebody away.
What? No, I'm pretty sure there are people who do that, but I've noticed that the line becomes sharp on either side. I personally, I'm a man, so I'm just going to speak from a man's perspective. I look at it all as self-improvement for yourself, right? If this makes you happy, if this is something that you want to do that makes you happy, and you're not hurting anybody else, knock yourself out. I wasn't born with tattoos, but I went in to go do my thing. However, when I remember going to get one specific tattoo that I wanted, and I remember the tattoo artist, trying to do it a very specific way because in his mind, this was the best thing to do. And we went back and forth for like maybe 3 good seconds before I reminded him, like, bro, I'm paying you to do this. I didn't ask for your opinion. I'm paying you to do something very, very specific. I don't want a lot of back. And I ended up walking out because it's like, if I have to argue with you to do the thing that I'm paying you to do, what am I even here for? Now it worked out. I found my tattoo artist, Grin Styles. I realized later on that my communication with this first guy was bad because I didn't tell him the one tattoo that I had in mind was supposed to be part of an entire system and it needed to look a certain way for them. But I didn't say that. I was just, hey, you do this thing. And then when I come back, you do this thing, then this thing. But because I didn't communicate the whole thing with him, he was just going for what I told him to do in his mind. This is the best way to do it. So we end up arguing.
Because he had artistic vision too, but you understood.
Right. But I'm an artist. I'm a creative. So my artistic vision trumps yours. I don't want your vision. I want my vision. And that's the difference. When I go to Bobby to see about my teeth being done, I don't have a qualified opinion when it comes to this the way she does. So I defer to the experts. I defer to the professionals in this regard. Because although it's cosmetic and there is a health aspect to it, I defer to the professional who knows what she's doing on both sides. Right. But I can't imagine being the professional and having somebody who comes in and says, I don't care about your moral compass. I don't care about the repercussions 5, 10, 15 years from now. I want you to do what I'm paying you these thousands of dollars to do.
Have you ever had to turn someone away because of that, I guess, issue? Like if they wanted it something that you aren't comfortable doing or don't think is the right thing to do?
Absolutely. So I'll give a couple of examples. So I don't know if you guys know, but I still do, inject Botox and fillers into people's faces.
Okay.
And, I incorporated that into my practice. So I think my biggest examples that I could say in terms of having to turn people away, because I've had to turn more people away for Botox and fillers than I have had for braces.
Right.
So the people that I've had to turn away for braces normally don't have the bone structure or enough bone in order to withstand the orthodontics. So if you have a periodontal issue where you're losing bone and you're just not a candidate for braces, like I've had maybe 2 or 3 patients that were very, very upset about that. And that's literally not my fault. I could someone, but if you don't have the bone structure in your mouth to withstand all of the pressure that it takes to move your teeth, then you're gonna lose your teeth. And to me, as a dental professional, it's much more important for you to keep your teeth than it is to have straight teeth. So
and then if you did do it and they lose their teeth, they're gonna come back to you like, what the fuck?
Well, then you just give them dentures. Like, see, and that's when it. I hear everything you're saying.
Implants.
Like, I hear everything you're saying, but at the same time, I believe that there is I'm not a big fan of self-inflicted issues, right? If I tell you this is the consequence and you don't listen to me and you decide to move forward with it, and but I got to speak for me personally. I eat my self-inflicted issues. Like when I know that I had option A and option B, and I feel I got all the information that I could, because that's how I move. Yeah. I don't want to regret anything. And then option A that I took turns out not too great. I don't look around to see who I can blame for me choosing option A, as long as I got all the information and did everything that I felt that I was supposed to do.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I get that.
That's maturity, and you can't expect that of everyone.
We document everything here really heavily, so there's you're not going to come to me later on and give me a court case or anything like that. Like we document everything. I explain everything. You had a consultation with me, Mecca, so I explain everything to a T. What I can do for you, what's possible. I don't want any patient to have any like unrealistic expectations of what their treatment outcome is going to be. So that's why consultations are so important.
I listened to everything she said. I had no feedback whatsoever. I told her one thing. I want to smile like Ray Holiday. Hook me up with the Ray Holiday smile, and I will be super. Shout out to Ray Holiday. That man smiles, and the other side of the planet lights up. I want that stuff.
He's always smiling.
Yeah, he's also a very smiley person. So the fact that it's a nice smile is a great thing.
Yeah,
because I know some people that are
He got that dark skin, and he starts smiling. His teeth are all white, and that contrast hits you. I be looking at him like.
I had a question. Did you always have awesome teeth? Because they always talk about like don't trust a skinny chef, a fat personal trainer. I would say a dentist with bad teeth.
Hair. Right.
What?
A hairdresser with messed up hair
or no hair. Yeah, like a bald barber.
No, I get it. So I didn't. My teeth were okay, right? So throughout dental school, everything was okay. But I did do, and I haven't said this on any interview before, but I did do a small case of Invisalign for myself.
Okay.
I had a space that I didn't like, so I closed it. So technically, yes, I've had orthodontic treatment now.
Crystal.
Nice. I actually tried.
Crystal, golf clap. Golf clap one time for that. We need to golf clap that.
We
got some rare information, and she just came on out and let everybody know that she's not only the president,
has had work done.
She's also a client.
It goes to show that, no matter what stage you are in your life, as soon as you notice something about yourself that you have an issue with, change it. Right. Like that's literally what it was. It was
you are not a tree.
Okay, no. We're on a good track here because I wanna touch on that. Where do you draw the line? Because there's a lot of narrative today is somewhere between do what makes you happy, right? And then the other side of that coin seems to be accept yourself for who you are. You're perfect just the way you are. You don't need to change anything. If anybody wants you to change anything, they're messed up, not you. Before you answer, I'll give you mine, just so it's unbiased and my cards are on the table. I feel as if any form of self-improvement is a form of self-love. I think if you love yourself, you improve yourself, and it doesn't mean that first of all, I don't think anybody's perfect, but you can be perfect for somebody and you can be perfect for yourself. And I've always believed that if there's something you want to improve about yourself, that's one of, first of all, being brave enough to see it, being brave enough to acknowledge it, and then being bold enough to actually take action and do something about it. Self-improvement are all forms of self-love. Now, with that said, where do you, as the person who actually has the tools in their hand to help someone between one and the other, where do you fall in?
So I feel like perfection is such a terrible word when it applies to you thinking about yourself. Like you said, no one's perfect. It's literally about you being the best you. And it's about you looking at yourself through your eyes, not someone else's eyes.
Totally.
So another question that I ask my patients when they're in the consultation room is, what don't you like about your teeth? Before I even say what I think their issues are, I say, well, what's your chief complaint? Like, what do you not like about your smile?
You did ask me that.
Thank you. I say that. I say, if I can snap my fingers, what would you want your smile to look at before I even let them open their mouth? Mm-hmm. And I do that because I need to hear firsthand from them what they think their issues are about themselves. Mm-hmm. So if you're talking about, then I can critique what the treatment plan will be for you. Mm-hmm. So there might be a patient, like for example, there are tons of patients that come into my office that have spacing. They hate the space between their front teeth. But there are also others that want to keep it. So and they want to close everything else. They're like, oh, my mother had this space or my dad had this space. So it's about what you feel about your teeth. It's about how you want your teeth to look. It's about how you want yourself to look. Mm-hmm. It's not about how other people see you. So your ideal of perfection for yourself shouldn't have anything to do with what the Instagram or your pictures. It's about how you're going to feel good about your smile, not about anyone else. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's literally about your perfection of yourself should be seen through your eyes, not through other people's eyes.
Right.
I think there's probably a lot in your business also, people that bring in a picture or like, I want, for example, I want teeth like so-and-so, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't have teeth like, I don't know, I'm trying, Julia Roberts, because my smile isn't that wide. I don't have a wide mouth. I have a very narrow face. So I know that if I brought in that picture, we couldn't achieve that.
Right.
You would have to give me a whole new jaw.
Right.
But,
so the thing with faces is like, and that's what a lot of people don't know, Crystal. I'm glad you brought that up. The study of orthodontics is more than just about teeth. We study facial structures and facial proportions. So that's why we're trained to be able to tell you whether or not we can achieve certain smiles, right? So we also work with cosmetic surgeons. We work with oral surgeons that can like reset people's jaws and things like that.
with underbites and overbites.
Yes, and like
no,
yeah,
even a shift in jaw. Bobby was the one who told me that my jaw is not. I'm doing kind of a thing here. It's not
lateral shifts with your bite. Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, right. So it's literally, I'm glad you brought that up, Crystal, because it's more than just moving teeth in your head. It's like comparing your, like, this is why we take those pictures, Mecca, the ones we take from the side. We look at your profile. We do 2 different x-rays that scan your entire head. Like, it's literally moving your teeth. So yes, people have come in, to answer your question. Yes, people have come in and said, hey, I want teeth like this. And I'm like, well, your teeth are kind of small, so we need to do orthodontics in combination with cosmetic dentistry. Or your teeth are kind of big, so, and your jaw is not aligned, so maybe we need to hit up the oral surgeon to do a treatment plan that's in combination with the braces that can get you closer to where you want to be. It might not be exact, but I can tell you what you need to do to get you closer to what you want, because I have a great circle of specialists, you know?
And all this does cost a lot of money. I want to bring this up because currently, and I'm out myself, because of the pandemic and unemployment, all this, I qualified for Medicaid this year. I was like, geez, I'll take it because insurance is expensive.
Yeah,
but a lot of people aren't covered for this type of work, right? So you have to have a pretty good dental plan, and then a lot of it, I would assume, comes out of pocket if you really, really want these things done. It's like getting your body done is probably not covered by insurance, for example.
No, I doubt it.
No.
Yeah, listen, I can't call it medically necessary.
Listen, I A&R'd Busta Rhymes' album. I got me some money. I'm going to get right. That's all I'm telling you. Like, I didn't pop up with a white girl on my arm. I'm using my money to go do something else. I want some self-improvement this year, damn it. Like, I'm trying to get myself together in this man. I just A&R'd like one of the best albums ever. Yeah, I want to look nice. There's all these cameras coming through to take a picture of the kid, and I want to smile bright for the camera. I want to look nice.
I think we should document this. I think we should document that.
Yeah,
you can't threaten me with a good time, Bobby.
I have your pictures, but we need to document it.
Yes,
you can't threaten me with a good time. I'm outside. I'm here for all of the above. Much like, nice segue, the way you've been documenting lately your personal medical journey, something that you and Chris have in common. You've been very open and thank God, because otherwise people would never know that you're going through this, and it's great to see someone's active fight and successful fight in the public eye for why don't you just go and put it out, so I don't just go on with it.
So what Mecca's talking about, and Crystal, I did not know that you were a survivor. So in January of 2020, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was, I'm going to try to sum it up because it's a long journey. So what Mecca's referring to is my breast cancer journey that I documented on my YouTube, Being Bobby. Got diagnosed in January, did not actually even come out with it until probably August or July of 2020.
Like a year now.
You know what was happening, it's like, got diagnosed with bilateral breast cancer, wound up having a double mastectomy in April of 2020. And then went through chemo, went through radiation and 2 more surgeries. I had 2 other surgeries because of recurrences. And yeah, here I am. I can't say right now that I'm cancer free, to be honest, because I still have to do another scan. But God willing, I'll be a survivor by the end of
Bobby,
the
you
year.
whooping this thing's ass. You are whooping this thing's ass. In every facet, every time I look, I stop and salute you the same way I do Ray Holiday's smile. I salute.
Right.
I salute every time I pop open the gram and see you. You are whooping this thing's ass with like both hands and feet.
It's a beautiful thing. It sounds. Go ahead.
One thing. I'm sorry, Crystal. I think that one of the main reasons that I kind of didn't put it out there, like, and I appreciate what you're saying, but I didn't put it out there because I didn't want, and Crystal can probably identify with this as well. I didn't want to put it out there for the people that do love me. I didn't want them to feel pain. So that was my whole thing. And if I was going to put it out there, I wanted to put it out there while I was good. I wasn't going to
with strength, with the right message.
Thank you. Yes. I didn't want to put it out there while I was going through it because obviously I wasn't good then. So when I did tell them.
And you don't know the outcome then, or you don't know.
Exactly. There was so much uncertainty. So I needed to make sure I was good so that they felt good about the whole situation.
Mm-hmm. I also didn't share almost at all. I mean, for years, there's still people that never knew. They're like, oh, you're so bold with your haircut. And I was like, oh, it's cancer like 7 years ago, but it changed my life. It sucked, but it also changed my life for the better to know you can get through anything, to become such a stronger, more self-reliant, self-affirming person. Like I don't apologize for who I am. Yes, I still have my issues, but I'm not competing with the world, knowing that you can rock no hair, fake hair, whatever. Like there's no apologies anymore. There's nothing, like there's no fear. Like I posted, that I put my press-on nails on in the car last night. Listen, I could be going to the Grammys to win and I would still do this because this is just who I am, right? Like if it looks good and it makes me feel good and it simplifies my life, I'm now able to be so transparent in a lot of things. Like I shared my dog passing this year, and I didn't want to be so dismal online, but at the same time, I think that people really do appreciate
the transparency.
Knowing that, you know what, and animals, first of all, more people connect to me now through an animal situation than they ever did through fitness and bikinis. I was like, oh, all I had to do was love dogs.
Love dogs.
Right. But
that's
also
and
my journey.
Not the dogs, bikinis. I was going to bikinis. Bobby been getting these posts popping lately. Hey, y'all want to see my dentist? Hold on a second. Oh, not that one. Hold on a second. Okay, look at that one. Look at that. There she goes. That's her right there. I had to just blowing my phone up. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, going to a doctor that looks nice can't hurt. The other thing I was going to say, though, is that my journey was nowhere near as aggressive or intense as a lot of people's. So I didn't want to be like, I'm a survivor. Like I beat breast cancer. Like I literally caught it so early and had I had 6 little tiny lumps and they took them out. So it was like major lumpectomy, I guess. And then I got implants and it was kind of over. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, but
thank God.
But once you go through that, you still know that there's a possibility of recurrence. So you honestly still are going through it. Like
every 6 months. Like
it can pop. Cancer can pop up anywhere. It starts in one place and it can pop up anywhere. So you literally still are you survive that form of cancer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pop up anywhere. So like you are that big.
And it makes you that much more aware of your health all over. Like how you treat yourself. I say, listen, everything is connected. My mom used to say things like, to take this essential oil or this, zinc, echinacea, all these things. I'm like, Mom, I don't have a cold. She was like, it's all connected. It's all connected. I was like, dang. Huh?
Where's your family from?
All over. But she lives in Tennessee now.
But Tennessee. Okay. Yeah. She's my mom likes those essential oils and she's into the holistic thing too. I'm just
I mean, listen, if I didn't have to use antibiotics ever, I wouldn't. If I didn't have to go to quote regular doctors, like I really would prefer to just eat fruits and vegetables and be healthy. But sometimes you need the
Absolutely.
the medical profession is
Don't we
incredible.
all need the
That's
medical?
work. I opened a juice bar.
You opened
You opened a juice bar?
Yes.
What?
I opened a juice bar during the pandemic in July.
Congratulations. Where is it? I love juice.
Even the puppy wants to know.
What?
Oh, it was in the same building that you came to for your teeth. It's downstairs, and we make smoothies and juices, and we have our own sea moss. Like, it's amazing. I
love sea moss. I swear by it now.
Thank you. Oh my God, Crystal. So I didn't even know what it was until I met my partner in the juice bar. Our sea moss is so good. Like, it's so nice. Like, I literally I don't even have a jar right here. Damn it. But it's so dense. Like, you can take 1 teaspoon of it every day and it changes your life. It changed. Sea moss and juicing literally changed my life. I don't want to sound cliche, but it really, really did, because during chemo, you're not supposed to take multivitamins. You can't take like Centrum and stuff like that. They say don't take iron pills or nothing like that. So I had to resort to all I was vegan for like 4 months. That's not for me. But I did.
But you can, but nope.
Did it, but no, like, sea moss is life, man. All those nutrients, it's almost better than taking an actual multivitamin, because you don't have all of that processing in the encapsulation and like the way your body ingests it. So
I always say that everything is best if it looks closest to how it came out the ground or came out the sea or came to whatever. Like, as long as it looks like what it originally was, it's probably the healthiest form of it.
Yep, I swear.
For the record, Bobby, I knew you. For the record, I knew you had a juice bar. I just needed you to say it. I saw the advertisement on the counter when I was filling out my paperwork. I'm not oblivious. It was right there. Like, okay.
A lot of.
Well, I was wholly unaware of it.
No, and it's lit. I actually have like a sack of I got a sack of sea moss in the kitchen right now that I go through. It lasts me about 3 weeks.
I got my sea moss in a big old sack.
I really do. What I need is sour sop. Say it again.
I said, what are you going to do with a sack of sea moss? Is it actual the sea moss that comes out of the ocean, or is it gelled?
No, it's the
I get
actual.
the stuff that you have to soak.
Yeah.
The dehydrated, and then I soak it and then blend it.
When we're finished with this, send your addresses, and I'm going to send you our actual. You know what? Hold up.
There we go. It's going down.
Gifting Suite 101. Yes.
I'm gonna say, look, I eat this just like this. I legit just take it out and I eat it. But this is our jar. I'm gonna send you this jar. It's full. Mine is not full because I eat it all day. But take a teaspoon of this every day, and it's literally 3 days after eating 1 teaspoon of this every day, you are gonna have so much more energy. Not that you guys need it. you guys, you're just gonna feel really, really good. Our sea moss is the absolute best.
Do you follow the Instagram Shaka Bars?
I don't.
Do you know who he is? He's an activist and a political, whatever. I think he went private because he's got a lot of haters, but he does fruits and roots, and they ship all sorts of different fruits from all around the world. They ship them to you, like all the different indigenous fruits from everywhere. And he also really encourages sea moss. So he always has these posts, says when the sea moss hits, and it's things like Simone
Biles.
Biles. I was gonna say Biles. Like the gymnast, like flipping. They're like, when the sea moss hits, boing, 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 boing. And then when the sea moss hits, and it's somebody bungee jumping, it's somebody, wild,
it's so good.
Energetic.
Did you just take a knife full just now? Is that what I just watched you do?
Eating sea moss on the show.
I sure did,
gentlemen.
The thing is, and there's no fishy taste, there's no fishy smell. I'm not trying to be like a commercial or anything, but the other sea moss gels that I've tried are like drippy, which means that they add so much more water into their sea moss, so it's not not as condensed. This is it's very dense, no fishy taste, no fishy smell. Most people put it in their smoothies, but I just eat it. It's just really good.
Yeah,
I can't swear by it.
Like I said about my mom saying that everything's connected, this kind of goes to prove. I mean, the fact that you do the sea moss, the fact that you do dental, the fact that you I mean, show your body online, like you being healthy, looking beautiful, keeping your health together. Like all of these things are intertwined. Like, and a lot of people want to just slap a Band-Aid on whatever they think is wrong. Like, fix my teeth, I'll be good. Or, you know, lipo, like, let me just lose the weight and I'll be fine. But like, you didn't work on your heart health or your flexibility. Like, you want to get your body right, but you still can't touch your toes. And now your joints are going to go at some point. So it's so many pieces. And because I'm a trainer, I try to remind people of this. I'm not a nutritionist. I know a lot about it, but you have to do this with that, and you have to do that with that. And you can't just make yourself a pretty picture. I mean, that you can Photoshop that, but it's not real.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bobby falls right in line with my promise to myself after making it through like the pandemic and everything. My whole thing was everything that I have a problem with, I'm fixing. Whatever it is that I have issues with, like it's about time to, one of my favorite lines for people is get that fixed. And it's time for me to like take my own advice. Mostly it pertains to that. Like, you like what? You like that song? Yo, get that fixed. all of that stuff. This year, I've been in contact with Dr. Bobby because I wanted to get my smile to the point where my mother could recognize me when I smiled. She looked over my photos and told me, you never smile. And it's because of the space in my teeth. That was one of the things Bobby asked me was, are you sure it's not genetic? Do your parents have like it? But Chris, I had to tell her what you already know. Like, no, my space in my teeth is because my tongue is so long. It's pushed my teeth. So
you had to make room for that thing.
Pretty much. Can't cage the animal. It pushes against the cage eventually. I've been in contact with my tattoo artist. I'm going to get like a couple of things finished. I'm going to get a couple things added on. I made it a point to find an MMA gym so I could start training again. I haven't trained in like over like maybe 10, 12 years now since the last time I put on some gloves and like really got it popping. I found one. I've been like going 3 times a week. Like all the stuff I have issue. Oh yeah, no, I'm sore as crap. Like you would not believe it. And once I find a place to get soursop from and like keep getting my CMOS on, like all the stuff I have an issue with, I am absolutely going to fix. And one of the reasons that I wanted to get Bobby on the show, not just because she's cool and represents like Black girl magic at one of the highest levels. Like when you look at the videos that she puts on Instagram and you see a full clinic of like Black and brown women just thought step into the latest song for TikTok. But you get in there and they're all like super professional. They're all pretty, but they're all like really doing the job and they're doing it thoroughly. And everything is like, they're really getting it popping. Not only to document the fact that, she's going through what she's going through and she's being open about that and documenting the process and letting other people document their processes. But one of the main things I think, one of the main reasons I wanted to get her on the show is because she represents an aspect of self-improvement that I normally get pushback on when I tell people, me and Chris have this thing back and forth where we always remark on people who will tell you, well, that's just who I am. Anytime you point out a flaw, anytime you say something like, yo, that was really foul. You really shouldn't talk to people like that. Oh, that's just me. That's just who I am. No. That's who
I got
you
an attitude problem. That's just who I am.
Or I don't have an attitude.
Sometimes.
That's just me. That's just who I am. And we say that a lot. Like, no, that's who you chose to be. That's who you're choosing to stay.
Right.
And with that in mind, and knowing that Crystal is also in the business as a trainer of helping people to be what they want to be as opposed to just who you are, and that you're in the business of helping people to be who they want to be as opposed to just who they are, why wouldn't I, in my summer of rediscovery and repair, start like bringing aboard the people who are actively helping me to look the way that I picture myself in my head? When I think about myself and I think about what I look like on camera and XYZ, we all have like that little picture. You picture yourself a certain way. I wanted to look like that guy. And as I've gotten older, I look more and more like that guy. My hair is the way I thought it would be. My tattoos are the way I thought it would be. And my beard grew in nice and finally connected and everything. Like that's hey, all right. Now I just need to start fixing like some of the other stuff and doing all the stuff that I enjoyed. And why not? Because the alternative is looking at everybody and going, well, that's just who I am. You should love me with all my flaws. But you're choosing to keep them, and you know that they're flaws, and you're choosing to keep them and make other people deal with them. Right. And my philosophy in that is your trauma or your flaws are not your fault. Dealing with them is no one else's obligations. No one else has to put up with your shit. And lastly, fixing them is 100% your responsibility.
Right.
When you say fix, though, I actually had a conversation with my mother about this. I said, I wish I could fix certain things for her, right? Whether it's finances, health, they're kind of isolated out there in the middle of nowhere. Like, and she's like, I don't need you to fix it. There's no fix. Like, just be there for me, kind of thing. Or let's work on it. And I've gotten so used to my man. Actually, he's Mr. Fix It. Like, he wants to, let's not talk about it. Let's fix it. If there's a solution, let's do it. Like, he doesn't want to wallow, which is totally fair and good. And as women, sometimes we just want to vent. I don't need a solution. And fixing, I just want our listeners to know, at least my opinion on this, is as long as you do love yourself, because we will age and we won't look maybe the picture in our head forever, or even ever. Like, you might have a goal, like a fitness goal or a teeth goal or a financial goal that you never actually reach. The idea is to work towards it, because there is no end result perfection. The end result is we all die. Like, the end result is we all end up underground somewhere, or ashes, right? So the process and the goal should be towards improvement. The word fix it implies that it's like going to be done. It's a done deal. Never have to deal with it again. Fix that, fix that, fix that. Checklist. Now I'm perfect. And there is, just to keep that in mind, that we're never a finished product, but we can do certain things.
I think that that's a really good point, Crystal. That's a really good point. I feel like the only other thing I could add to this conversation is, yes, money rules the world. Everyone's saying they're going to spend money to do their bodies. They're going to spend money to do their teeth. They're going to spend money to fix their exterior. But if you're not spending that money to fix your interior, none of that matters. Like, it's like, I can, give me money, give me this. If I'm rich, I'm going to be good. That's the mentality that's out there. If I have an Instagram body,
you'll find love. Like,
I'm going to get more right. I'm going to get more attention or whatever.
Right.
But what it literally boils down to is fixing your internal.
How you view yourself in the world.
You like, literally, like, therapy is real. You know what I mean? Like, after you do, I'm gonna fix your teeth. Crystal's gonna work you out so you get that body you want. Then what?
Right.
Then what?
Right. And if you're ugly on the inside or insecure on the inside, it'll never be enough. Exactly. And we all, I always say this. I said, my goal isn't to be a wife and a mother. Like, goal, I would like to be. And along with that, nobody wifes you because you look a certain way. They wife you or pick you, or whatever you want to call the term. You choose each other, clearly. I mean, but we always say women choose who we let have sex. Men choose who they let have relationships. Because once we're having sex, we want the relationship generally as women, like once you get attached. But people don't pick you and stay with you and put a ring on it and make a life with you because of just your looks. Yeah, it helps. But it doesn't.
Well, it's definitely a start.
It's a start, but it's not what keeps you. Because there's beautiful women that are annoying as hell or nasty as hell or whatever. I mean, and same with men. I mean, there's guys with full bank accounts and smooth looks that I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because of who and how they act. So yeah, the inside matters so much.
It matters.
Speaking of, are you attached? I don't know. You're married, dating?
Oh my God, that whole reaction was just, the head went back, the eyes are up.
Crystal.
Here we go.
I'm talking to you.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, Mecca. I'm divorced.
Okay.
I was married to someone for a long time, like the majority of my whole life. And it just didn't work. And granted, it was me that kind of cut the cords, whatever. And I started dating. Dating is not for me. Dating is not for me. I am definitely a relationship person, and I think I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll just leave it there. So
Okay.
I'm not married. I'm divorced, and that's me.
You're not out here having hot girl summer. You would like to find the one, or yeah.
I look at that and I cringe. I'm like,
no, me too. Anytime I have a fight with mine, I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to go out there.
I'm like,
I told him that too. I said, listen, there's some things that piss me off about you. There's probably some things that piss you off about me.
absolutely.
But the alternative, bro, it looks horrible out there. The landscape is not for me.
It's you know what? It was
mentality. It's the mentality of the landscape. There's awesome people out there.
And I had not been single for so long, and I can say I'm not lonely at all.
That counts.
She gets her attention.
I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable right now.
But see, okay, for me, this all falls into even the relationship aspect of self-improvement, right? There's the like one we just, well, as we were just talking, it's like, okay, I got all the attention, now what? I think this part of the psychological aspect of it is asking yourself why the attention is so important to you. Right. Like, you can do these things to get attention, but why is that the end all to be all? Or is it the end all to be all? I'm not getting my teeth fixed because I want.
It feels good for a second. It's
no, but I don't
like
want
comments.
I've dealt with human beings too long to know that attention is fleeting. They pay attention to like the worst aspects of other human beings. You never see people pull out their phone and videotape somebody who's doing a food drive, but let a fight break out on 14th Street and Union Square, and there are like 9 phones. Everybody's filming like the absolute worst thing that can happen. So attention has never been the goal for me. Right. It's been more along the lines of, do I like where I'm at with it? Like, it's very self-centered in a way. I think about that when it comes to relationships, as Bobby says, that she's not lacking for attention, but is attention even the goal? Because there are so many people who are outside. When you see them on the gram, 9 times out of 10, what's happening is for attention. But that's fleeting.
I was going to add in the attention, like compliments, or attention like somebody hitting your phone regularly, feels nice. It sucks when your phone's completely dry. People aren't asking you to go places or want to see you, like want to link up, or if you hit them and they don't hit you back, that hurts like on some level. So having regular human contact is important. We're freaking humans. Like, we need that. And the goal, I saw some, I'm the meme queen on here. I always bring them up. They're like, I'm too clingy for dating. Either you're obsessed with me or die. I want, like, literally, like, I don't know, the talking stage, like, let's go to the moon and right. I want lightning to strike. This is my favorite quote. I want lightning to strike. I want to dance like a dervish, be deliriously happy. It's from Meet Joe Black. It's, old Anthony Hopkins movie.
Yeah.
But
I'm not that guy.
I want it light. Like, I don't want basic or even keel. I want like and locked in, and I want to know that you want me. Make it very clear. I don't want playing games. I don't want to, and a lot of people out here, they want to keep options open. They want to play around, have variety, which you're allowed to do. At least people are being honest. But
yeah, I completely get what you're saying. I can't really speak on the want for attention when, like, in the dating scene. But I kind of feel like, back to your point, Mecca, I feel like, you're making these changes not necessarily for attention. I really feel like you're making these changes for you. Like, you're pairing the external with the internal, which is what a lot of people should do.
Right.
something you want to do for yourself. So when you see it, it's going to affect you mentally on the inside and on the outside. Right. So
it'll bring you peace, like happiness, genuine happiness.
Which
you're doing exactly what people should do when they come into a consultation in my office. You know what I mean? Like they should join the two.
Mm-hmm. But I'm indifferent to most people, and I discovered over the quarantine that I'm more of a loner than I thought I was. Human interaction really isn't that important to me, and it doesn't trump my peace, which is what I think a lot of men what a lot of men are actually looking for. My father used to say, what does every man need from a woman? And I ran down a whole bunch of things that I thought, sex, food, extra money from her, whatever, like another woman. Like I didn't know and he was like, no, every man needs peace. You go to a happy hour in New York City, right after work is over, you'll see a bunch of married men in there. They're not necessarily looking for women. They're looking for peace. Some of them are taking shots because they need to dull themselves out to deal with what they're about to encounter when they walk in the house, because there's no peace in the house.
I would say, don't be his peace, be his peace. Don't be his piece of ass, be his peace.
Well, unless those two
don't just be. No, I said don't just be his peace. Be his peace.
Yeah, if you can put me to sleep,
nice peace.
Yeah, if you can put me to sleep, then I'm peaceful as hell. Like that's freaking excellent. I don't see a problem with that. That sounds awesome.
You get it up, I put it down.
Yeah, if you turn into my personal cup of sleepy time tea, I'm happy as hell. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But again, I have to stop comparing, because I know that I'm indifferent. I'm really indifferent to how most people react to what they see or what they want, and that's just me. But
correct me if I'm wrong. Are we at our time allotted?
Yes. I was gonna wrap up, which I didn't want to have to do because this conversation is
this is awesome. Where are you off to?
We have so many things to talk about.
Yes, we have to have you back. Part 2 for sure.
But this is a introduction.
I know we have to let you go to the airport. Bobby, one time, just let everybody know where they can find you and where they can locate all your fabulous stuff.
Okay. There's so many things we're going to talk about, but no, I'm Dr. Bobby. I'm here in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. This is where my main practice is, 1049 Rutland Road. The IG for my business is All Things Dr. Bobby. I know that's hard to remember, but All Things Dr. Bobby. And my juice bar is Thirst RX. Same location, 1049 Rutland Road. And I'm just going to give you a little taste of the prototype of my toothbrush. So,
I forgot. Yes, I just saw you post about that. Jesus.
Got it, Crystal. Oh my God. So I got my prototype. It's going to be called the Big Mouth Toothbrush. It's literally like a spa in your mouth. Do you see this width? It feels so good in your mouth. And this is my toothbrush called the Big Mouth Toothbrush. And that's what's up and coming for me.
And it's Jesus. Yeah. She invented it. She's invented things.
The first Black person, male or female, to develop a battery operated toothbrush from scratch.
Nice.
First. Can you believe we're still doing first? Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm happy to be here to witness all of the first, especially yours. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Dr. Bobby. She is a friend of the show officially. She will be back. In the meantime, in between time, I'm your man, Mr. Mech.
And I'm Crystal Leven.
This has been the M+M+M show, aka the show. May you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. Do us all a favor. Go get laid. Peace.
Fix your teeth.